KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress, the Gathering Spot, the Institute for Nonviolence, and Days of Dialogue for a Juneteenth program called State of the Freed to educate fellow citizens about the significance of the holiday and efforts around reparations for descendants of slaves living in California. Program participants include California Reparations Task Force member Assemblyman Reginald Jones Sawyer and State Senator Steve Bradford, along with KBLA's own Dominique DePrima, Areva Martin, Tavis Smiley, and many more. It all happens Saturday, June 10th, and you could be selected to attend this special invitation-only Juneteenth event along with Dominique, Areva, and Tavis. All you have to do is go to the KBLA 1580 website, click on the Juneteenth State of the Freed icon on the homepage, and register to win entrance into this empowering affair. Or you can watch the live stream of this special Juneteenth event by going to www.empowermentcongress.org/Juneteenth. But head to the KBLA 1580 website right now for your chance to join us live on site Saturday, June 10th for the State of the Freed. This is a Juneteenth community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I feel like freedom.
I was at the mall, sipping on a milkshake.
They don't have a location
playing
yet?
the wall, taking a break, admiring the girls with the bamboo earrings, baby hair, and bodies built to swing. That's when I seen her. Her name was Tina. Grace and poise, kind of like a ballerina. I said, how you doing? My name's Big L. Don't ask me how I'm living.
They say I'm living swell.
But then again, I'm living kind of foul, cause my girl don't know that I'm out on the prowl. To make a long story short, I got the digits. Called her on my car phone and paid her a visit. I was spanking her and thanking her, chewing her and doing her. Laughing cause my girl didn't know that I was screwing her. Laying like a king on sheets of satin. That's what time it is. You know what's happening. She had a big old booty. I was doing my duty. I mean, yo, I admit that my girl's a cutie. But Tina was exotic. Earl's my witness. With the kind of legs that put stockings out of business. When I went home, I kissed my girl on the cheek. But in the back of my mind, it wasn't big butt freak. I sat my girl down. I couldn't hold it in and said to her,
With a devilish grin, Tina got a big old butt. I know I told you I'd be true. But Tina got a big old butt. So I'm leaving you. Tina got a big old butt. I know I told you I'd be true. But Tina got a big old butt. So I'm leaving you. Alright, that is Kirk Franklin, Danny Morrison.
Who was in the club? Didn't he release? Did somebody tell me he released this song in the club?
Did he?
In Atlanta?
Who knows, man? Kirk be, towing the line of pop and R&B and everything, although he does it successfully.
He did.
He did?
He did.
What was the name of the song?
I don't know, but he performed at the club.
It was
in Atlanta.
Was it his song, a club song?
I think it was a gospel song.
You could play Stomp at the club. Remember Stomp? You can play, GP, are you with me? Oh yeah, we have a church, we ain't go. GP, are you with me? You can do that at the club, right? We wouldn't be at the pearly gates.
You might be.
If we sing a gospel in the club. Inside my Post 101, Shauna Charles having a conversation about Rent Man. I tell you, the comments are off the chain tonight. Let me go back. Kwamel said, Andy and Danny, the whole station has an issue with sounding like it's not agnostic or egalitarian, but black churchy. I disagree with that, King. Everybody's got their own vibe. Every show's got their own personality. Everybody's got their own experience. So you can't really say that. And matter of fact, Terry Tari said just that. Said, Allah, every KBLA host has their own view about religion. So, yeah. Mimi said, Danny, does your big baller have a big package? Because some of us ladies love a big pack. Calm down, Mimi. That phone call got her gassed up. Go take a cold shower. All right? B said, so if a woman gains weight, it's okay to leave her. But if a woman gets some work done, it's okay for her to leave him. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's a number of men that leave their women if she does gain a little bit too much weight. And then the minute she goes and gets some work done, gets that, nip tuck, gets a little lipo done, you know what I'm saying? Gets the boob lift, maybe a BBL. All of a sudden she's like, now I'm too cute for you. Peace out. Do you think that happens?
Yeah, I think that happens, but I don't think it's the BBL.
What do you think it is?
Something underlying. The BBL just topped it off.
I asked in the first hour, I was asking my audience, how does a man bring that to his lady?
Bring what?
the whole conversation of getting a little work done? Is there a respectful way to bring it to your woman? Maybe the boobs aren't looking right. Maybe the butt ain't looking right. Maybe she got, that stomach is struggling. How do you bring that to your woman that you've been with for a minute that you want her to get that surgery without being disrespectful?
I think if you've been with her for a minute, those are probably conversations that might not be that awkward. You've been together for a while, or maybe it's that moment she's in the mirror and she's like, oh, like I'm sagging, and that's the entry gate for him to be like, well,
yeah,
if you're feeling like that, I could, or we could do, because a lot of women just like make comments about their bodies without thinking
that is so
anything.
true.
So that's the entry point for a man then to say, well, if you're not happy with that, then we can, or I'll pay for.
So a man shouldn't volunteer the information. He shouldn't say, girl, your booty sagging. What's the deal?
No, I think if he waits long enough, most women are gonna at some point acknowledge something, and they can then, offer their services.
Look at you. You know what's up. All right, Shauna, so are you already fully aware how we do? But for the new listeners, this is how we get down. I got a number. By the way, did you finish your top 5 dead or alive? You gave us 4.
No, my last one was...
By the way, top 5
sorry.
Telltale signs that your man is becoming controlling. What was number 5?
Jealous of your male friends and family.
Ooh, man. Yes. Expound on that for a second.
Jealous of your male friends and family. I think, women have friends that they grew up with, that they're very comfortable with, and they become jealous of those, those relationships, especially if they are, good-looking men,
Yeah.
But a lot of times you go with you grow up with a guy, and he wasn't good-looking at 5. He got his gab, haircut, but they just grow up to be good-looking men, but you've been friends since God knows how long.
Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all own me.
There you go.
Real talk.
And don't got a little bit of paper. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna say that.
Oh wait. So if he got the bag, it's 10 times that.
I'm sure.
Does that make a man more attractive? The bigger the bag?
I'm not gonna say that makes it more attractive, but I think that can make the partner more insecure.
Ooh, okay. There's no doubt about that, though, right?
No, but we were just talking about, when men approach women. So I was just giving you the example of, when they become jealous of your male friends, and it can be people you grew up with, people you just bonded with, and it can be even more issues and more problems if that particular friend or man also got the bag.
So the very unattractive, ugly man that pulls up in the Porsche has a much better shot at that fine woman than the fine dude that pulls up in the Toyota Corolla.
That's not what we were talking about.
I'm just asking.
Depends on the woman. If a Porsche is what she's attracted to, and that represents some type of money for her. But we live in Los Angeles. You drive a Porsche, I'm still questioning your bag.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody out here fronting. That's for sure. Andy, you were gonna say?
Man, that whole jealousy of a best male friend.
That's real talk, man.
I'm just curious to know what are those dynamics? Are you guys having lunch together on a one-on-one tip? Like,
But that's a thing.
Come on,
That
now.
is a thing.
Well, it's a thing. It's a regular thing. I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah, it's a thing. But why shouldn't I? That's the homie.
Is
That's
it
like me going and having a coffee with my homegirl. I'm most likely talking to him about some man problems or some man issues.
It's not the same.
Is it okay for me to go kick it with my homegirl and have dinner with her?
Exactly.
If that's your homegirl and we have that type of relationship,
Sure.
I mean, you guys got to be able to have some. There has to be some room for you to have friends outside of your partners.
Sure.
And you're hoping that those relationships are relationships that they are being honest. They're being honest.
Shauna, let me tell you, and I think you know this because you're brilliant. If your male best friend is friends with you, the only reason you guys haven't had sex is because you haven't allowed it. I'm here to tell you, every second of every day, he is waiting for the opportunity to have sex with you.
Oh, God, I don't know. I got some
No
male friends.
fine woman, Andy, right? No fine woman out there got a male best friend that he ain't trying to have sex with.
We didn't say best friends. You guys said friends. Yes, you can have friends.
Either or, I don't care.
I don't know. I got some male friends now. I'm not going to say they wouldn't smash.
Thank
but
you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
But it's not that type of relationship.
because you created those boundaries.
That's why I said you haven't allowed it to happen.
But that's what a friend is.
But if you open the doors, so to speak, he would do it, you would do it, and it'd be on and cracking. He would never shut you down if you said, I was thinking we should.
But that ain't because we just friends. That's because probably I'm a female or I got a decent body. I mean, it's not, or he doesn't think he just want to smash.
That's the point.
He's just horny.
That's what we talk about.
But it's not just because we're friends. I'm saying they're jealous of your male friends and family.
Maybe he's faking the friendship so he can finally get in with you and then smash. You know too much about men to be this naive. Stop it right now.
That's why we don't trust your male friends. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
because they waiting in the wing. Oh yeah, that's your little bro. Oh, that's your bro? That's your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not your brother.
Tell me they don't be doing that. Tell me they don't be doing that. I don't know about that cat. He's still dating that cat. I don't know about that cat. When he was here the last time, he was giving me the evil eye or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about that cat. That's what your buddies be doing.
But you know what? This is what I think. I think for a woman, if you don't like that man, you can friend zone him and not even think twice about it.
Doesn't mean he's not still waiting on the wing for that. As soon as you open it up, he's coming.
But you most likely not opening that door because that's not a man you attracted to like that.
I'm saying a good-looking friend.
Y'all, I plead the fifth.
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we'll finally get into the Jackie O conversation. We got a few more clips to go over with Shauna Charles inside my Pulse 101 Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
Middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that's between 26 and 49 employees, please listen. Lendistry is proud to announce a new program whereby small businesses and nonprofits may qualify for reimbursement of COVID sick leave expenses incurred in 2021 or 2022. This program is administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Eligibility criteria apply and funding is limited. For more information, visit COVIDPaidSick.com. If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that has between 26 and 49 employees, please listen. Lendistry is proud to announce a new program whereby small businesses and nonprofits may qualify for reimbursement of COVID sick leave expenses incurred in 2021 or 2022. This program is administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. For more information, visit COVIDPaidSick.com.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talent, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's on my Post One-on-One with Shauna Charles. Fahima just said, at Danny, you are a different denomination than my Howard sister. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is a Protestant Christian denomination that observes the Saturday Sabbath and vegetarian and Jesus the Christ. That's not you, huh? You said
Not
yours
all the way.
yours is a derivative.
Yeah.
Of,
I eat meat.
you eat. She eat meat. Mimi said, okay. Whoa, wait, no! I was going to let that one slide.
Oh, you guys.
Andy, I was going to let that one slide. And then you took me there anyway. That's very funny, by the way. Mimi said, some men bring the bag to the table when presenting himself to a woman. You want to know why? Because it works. You know, Shauna just told us, look, if a man is rocking like that, you got a big bag, you know, you're rolling a nice ride, you got your house, you got the jewelry, you know, let's be honest. There's a certain tier of woman that he would get that a lot of other cats can't get. Is that not true? Which means pretty much every Instagram model.
No, I believe that's true.
Yeah. Andy?
Can they maintain it, though?
Ooh.
It's one thing to get it, but can they maintain it? Because I think over time, you know what I'm saying, the woman will see the BS and just see the fraudulence and eventually will walk away. Can you make her laugh, though? Different story.
Shauna? I mean, do you have to also entertain that woman if you got the bag, you balling, you multi-millionaire, but you live in a big old mansion, you got 15 cars in your garage? Do you have to be entertaining when you can entertain her with that money?
Yeah, you gotta be entertaining.
But he's balling.
Okay.
Y'all going to Bali tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
That's entertaining.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't personally have to entertain you, but you got to put her in circumstances where she's entertained.
Absolutely.
Okay. Andy, there's your answer right there. It's foul, but
it's an answer.
It is a good answer, too, by the way. Before we begin, by the way, I want to get your opinion on my primary topic of conversation tonight. We're discussing the death of Miss Jackie O after her mommy makeover down in Miami a few days ago. And for more information, Entertainment Tonight was on the case. Listen.
And I got her name saved up on my phone as Queen.
Aww. DC Youngfly speaks out for the first time since the death of his longtime partner, Miss Jackie O. In a statement to People, the Wild and Out star and his family say, quote, "We thank everyone for their well wishes and ask for privacy during this difficult time."
She's more goofy than me. I'd be like, what are you laughing at, bro? Like,
Jackie O's death was confirmed by BET, the parent company behind Wild and Out, on June 1st. According to TMZ, she died in Miami and no other details about her cause of death have been released. The TV personality was 32 years old.
Let's give a round of applause for Jackie O for being such a good sport.
Jackie O and DC Youngfly met in 2015, the same year that he made his first appearance on Wild and Out.
I'ma tell y'all something that you need to know. When it comes to women, man, I am a pro. Now, what I'm about to say might sound crazy, but the Wild and Out girl had a Wild and Out baby.
The pair has 3 kids together, Nova, Nala, and Prince Nehemiah.
So, John, do the honors to introduce your firstborn son to the world, Simba.
Prince Nehemiah, you know what's going on.
BET shared their condolences to DC and their family, calling Jackie a talented star whose impact will be forever treasured and missed.
I'm a bit of a rebel when it comes to this because I'm vets.
Such a sad story, of course. Jackie O dead at the age of 32. So, Queen Shauna, I come to you. What was your first reaction after hearing about the death of Jackie O dying from a mommy makeover, and what should we all learn from this tragedy?
You know, being a mom myself, I felt some type of way about it. One, she was a beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
And then, you know, she has these beautiful children now who won't fully, you know, get to experience their mommy and all that she, you know, has to offer them, right?
Yeah.
They have to now live in their memories of her and what they're told about her, which is unfortunate. I think a couple things to learn from this. Listen, Miami's a hot spot. I've had some girlfriends that went to Miami and they've done it. They've done mommy makeovers. They've done those things. You know, fortunately, they made it out. But I think, you know, and I was actually talking to my trainer the other day, that we don't talk enough about women who die in these procedures, right? You hear about it like, oh, well, they died in Colombia or they died in Portugal. You don't hear about how they die here, or not just die, but all of the complications that a lot of them experience. But I think it goes back to social media and the societal pressure. Like, I'm not gonna win against Facetune. Like, it's just not gonna happen, right? So when you're fighting those things and you're fighting to stay relevant and feel beautiful and do all those things, it's a tough situation, and a lot of that depends also on, you know, your self-esteem. I'm sure her work played a part of it. Like, she needed to look a particular way. She needed to show up to the world a particular way. So she made decisions based off of other things than probably strictly vanity. But the end result, unfortunately, was her losing her life.
Now, when we, on the outside looking in, look at her and go, God, she was gorgeous. Do you think women that go through those procedures hear anybody that tells them that you don't need that procedure?
I think that depends on the woman. Right? A lot of that I get, and I know it sounds so cliche and so generic, but a lot of it really is around their, you know, their self-esteem. You know, and I don't know what hers was like, so I can't speak to that. Yeah. But obviously she wanted to fix something. And from what I understand, I don't think this was her first one.
No.
Right?
But if you see video of her, you see pictures of her, she's probably had a little work done, but she was gorgeous, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why people were like, what's the deal? Why would you go back and do it again?
Because that was a choice that she made, and it was something that she wanted to do, and maybe there was something like she did feel was missing. But we don't know those battles. A lot of time those are internal struggles, those are internal and intrusive thoughts, and you respond to them the best way you know how.
What message do you think this sends to the queens? Because every single time we have these conversations, I always think about the young bucks out there thinking, okay, will they learn a lesson from this, going, oh, maybe I shouldn't get that surgery? Or are they saying there's such a thing as a mommy makeover? I want that too.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. But I would hope that for the ones that do choose to move forward, they do their research on their doctors. They realize that these doctors are out here botching people, and you know, $22,000 probably might not get you the best deal. It's a deal.
It's a deal.
But it might not get you the best work. But even the best of doctors, right? I mean, let's go back to Kanye's mom.
And then I were talking about Donda before the show.
So
she was told by multiple doctors, can't do it. Your blood's too thin. Can't do it. Blood's too thin. She found a doctor that would do it. Lost her life.
Right. And so those are unfortunately choices. Every choice has a consequence. You know, whether it's a positive one or a negative, there's a consequence to it.
Oh,
so
my God. Would you allow your 17-year-old daughter, who probably thought she was a little flat on either side, to have some work done if it was messing with her self-confidence?
No. And I say that boldly because I had a 17-year-old daughter who was really struggling.
Okay. So you can speak from this anecdotally.
Yeah.
It's great.
What
stopped you from doing it?
One, my degree. I got a degree in psychology. Two, I have friends that got degrees in psychology, so they were able to help me also work through it. And two, I just prayed she'd come up out of it. Not only that, I also knew my mom had a history of that at a young age, around her age. So
that's a good thing. That's experience.
I wanted to. It is, and I wanted to. I wanted to understand that. But the hardest parts of that as a parent is really managing your own emotional intelligence around it.
Do you think that as a community we should veer young black girls away from all surgery? I say yes, but there are some would say you should never be in a position to tell a woman what to do with her own body. I just think at some point we don't want all of our girls looking plastic.
No, but that is the superficial part of it, right? The real part of it is how they feel about themselves, how they define beauty, what beauty looks like to them. What do they when they see another woman, when you see a woman, you know, and it's me. I'll be out sometime and I'll be like, damn, that's a real good looking lady. Like she looks really good, you know. But then somebody else will be like, well, she ain't that pretty to me. You know, so it's a lot of it is how you define it and then how you self-reflect it back to you.
Right.
But that's more work than just going out there and getting some fat sucked out.
Right.
Or, you know, getting some...
Careful. Careful. I know where you're going.
Boobs.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of adverse effects with those boobs too that people don't talk about, right? You're putting a object that doesn't belong there, and some people's bodies reject that stuff.
Exactly right.
You know, so.
But they don't use silicone anymore, right? Aren't they all saline at this point?
I think so, but I haven't inquired lately, so I'm not sure.
Right.
But again, I think it just goes deeper than the physical, even though that's the first thing people see. But again, you know, even on Instagram, so I'm a little bit older, but I'll say to my daughter, I'll be like, gosh, she got a real nice body. I'll be like, is that work? I have to literally ask her, like, do you think that's work? And she'll be like, now, come on.
Oh, young people can tell right off the bat.
She'll be like, Mom, now you know that's work. That's not natural. But in my head, I'll be thinking like, dang, she look good. Like, let me go harder in
There are
the
some
gym.
great BBLs out there. Don't get it twisted. They don't all. I'm just all about, you know, proportion. I'm talking about, you know, your hip to leg ratio. That's what I be looking at.
Your hip to booty ratio.
Hip to booty ratio. I do, you know what I'm saying? They'll be walking around with these little, you know, little stick legs with a big old booty. I go, we know something's amiss there.
And a tiny, tiny waist.
Little tiny. Stop it right now. Last one before we get to the bottom of the hour here and pay it forward when we come forward. I've said the way to save the black marriage is to ask every couple before they get married to get some counseling. And in order to get a divorce, same thing. You have to go through counseling sessions to go through a divorce. What is wrong with me saying for you to have any cosmetic surgery, you need counseling?
I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
They should mandate that. I think that would help these girls out.
No, I don't know if you can mandate that.
I know I can't legally. The ACLU will be online too. I'm just saying, I think that would solve a lot of the problems because I think a lot of these women don't understand the ramifications of having big boobs now and a big booty now when you didn't have before.
Yeah, but some people would just go through the motions to get to the, you know, the end of what they want, and some people maybe potentially do the work. So it depends. It really, really depends.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then if you grow up in a household where that's what your mom did, your mom got work, and, you know, it's normalized for you. It's just kind of what you do. It's what you do.
It almost sounds like we're becoming controlling when I say that. And that's the danger of this entire conversation. If I say, you should have to get some counseling to get that boob job, you'd be like, why?
Exactly.
I'm
why?
grown.
You know, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe I saw a video of, what was her name, Jackie O?
Mm-hmm.
And someone was asking her that, and she was like, it's my body. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do. It's my body.
She's right.
Get it right. And she is right. And that, it goes back to the same thing with the abortion thing. It's my body, right?
That's different, though.
Well, is it,
That's
though?
not cosmetic surgery, because that's different.
It's still a choice. It's still a choice. Whether it's a flatter tummy or a baby, it's a choice.
So are you comparing the two?
No, I'm comparing the ability to make a choice and the freedom to make a choice.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I got a couple clips. I got 2 or 3. I got 4. We won't get to all 4. That I want to play you in relation to the topics we're having tonight. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Inside my post one-on-one with Shauna Charles right now. News and traffic. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. New York State is making 1 million masks available as Canadian wildfire smoke create poor air quality conditions.
We believe that the N95 mask is an important way that people can stop the air particles from getting into their lungs.
Governor Kathy Hochul says New York State health officials urge people to stay inside but mask up if they go outdoors. Well, President Biden is vetoing a measure that would have overturned his plan to assist with student debt. Biden said in a tweet Wednesday he'll not back down on helping hardworking folks, adding he'll never apologize for helping Americans as they recover from the pandemic. And a former NFL player is getting a second chance at a football career. Former New York Giants and Florida State wide receiver, African-American Travis Rudolph, was found not guilty Wednesday on 4 charges from a 2021 shooting. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
I feel like
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress, the Gathering Spot, the Institute for Nonviolence, and Days of Dialogue for a Juneteenth program called State of the Freed to educate fellow citizens about the significance of the holiday and efforts around reparations for descendants of slaves living in California. Program participants include California Reparations Task Force member Assemblyman Reginald Jones Sawyer and State Senator Steve Bradford, along with KBLA's own Dominique DePrima, Areva Martin, Tavis Smiley, and many more. It all happens Saturday, June 10th, and you could be selected to attend this special invitation-only Juneteenth event along with Dominique, Areva, and Tavis. All you have to do is go to the KBLA 1580 website, click on the Juneteenth State of the Freed icon on the homepage, and register to win entrance into this empowering affair. Or you can watch the live stream of this special Juneteenth event by going to www.empowermentcongress.org/Juneteenth. But head to the KBLA 1580 website right now for your chance to join us live on site Saturday, June 10th for the State of the Freed. This is a Juneteenth community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I feel like
The Los Angeles Public Library proudly presents the June Jubilee inaugural event commemorating Juneteenth. Join us on June 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Central Library as we celebrate the rich Black culture in our city. This free event will include a special opening celebration featuring African drums procession and a libation ceremony at 9 a.m. along with speakers, workshops, live entertainment, and more for the whole family. Parking is only $1 with a validation. Learn more at lapl.org/Jubilee. That is lapl.org/JUBILEE.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit africanfocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a pill for adults with moderate to severe RA when tumor necrosis factor blockers did not work well or could not be tolerated. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain, swelling, and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Don't start if you have one. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers including lymphoma and lung, blood clots, serious heart-related events, tears in the stomach or intestines, and allergic reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of death. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Call it Pop Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere.
Boogity, 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 boogity. I found you, this new booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Hit the Players Club for about a month or two. Put a tan on it, then see what it do. I found you, this new booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Hit the Players Club for about a month or two. Put a tan on it, then see what it do. Get it right, get it right, get it tight. Get it right, get it right.
Pretty good. Shush on.
Get it right, get it right, get it tight. Get it right, get it right.
Give me a little verse, give me a little.
I don't need you, but you need me. Take it off, let it flop, shake it freely. And I don't tell stories, I let them tell themselves. And you ain't gotta sell, girl, it sell itself like nothing else. Yeah, I'm a country boy, but that big city bottom fill me up with joy. Ain't life grand, live it up, Betty. Here go the whisper song, baby, this is us ready. Put it on me, enthusiastically. Whatever it is that you do it admirably. And I ain't choose it, that thing chose me. It's complicated yin yang all the way in this thing. Go!
That is that Bubba Sparks and the Yin Yang Twins. Miss New Booty. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. In here with Miss New Booty. Shauna Charles. The doctor is in the building. Let's go to the phones real fast, Andy. We got T on the road right now. T, give me your height, your color, and your hood, T.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all run for this.
Come on.
I'm 5'8", I'm on the road.
Where you at? What city you in right now?
I'm in LA. I just arrived in LA.
Los Angeles, check it in. Drop that, Andy. Let's go. What's on your mind tonight, huh?
So I'm listening to the radio, and I'm listening to the comment about choices. And I'm definitely 100% big on choices. And the difference between the choice that she was offering and, you have a choice to mangle your body or have a baby is that with the baby, you're making a decision for someone else.
Ooh.
So it's not necessarily just you making a decision. You're making a decision for an unborn something that you have to add to all of whatever issues you got going on with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that.
T, I am totally on your side, and I totally agree. Would you like to respond, Miss Shauna?
Sure. I think that is because that unborn child doesn't have what we call a voice. Right?
Yeah,
Hold
there
on.
are some that believe scientifically, you're a doctor, you know better than me, that it's not a viable pregnancy if it's done within the first trimester. Do you buy that?
No, I don't buy that.
Okay.
But to T's comment, you're making a choice for someone, yes, that technically doesn't have a voice, right? If Jackie would have went to her 3 children and said, "Do you want mommy to have this mommy makeover?"
They would have said, yeah.
They might not even understood what it was.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, she still made it. You're still potentially making choices for other people.
That's a stretch, doctor.
But it is stretch or no stretch. Is it or is it not?
I know, T. I'm just saying, don't.
That's a stretch.
That's a stretch. I'm trying. I'm with you.
I don't care if it's a stretch or not. It's still a thing. Now, how we want to define that thing, stretch, no stretch, it's still a thing.
T,
how do you respond?
I think that if it affects you personally, like it's not her kids to the side can see her and say, oh, mommy, maybe they'll miss her for a couple of hours, but it's going to make her feel good about herself. It has absolutely nothing to do with those children sitting on the side of the road. It has nothing to do with, and it's her personal decision for herself, for her to feel good.
You could make the case that if she got that surgery, she would have more self-confidence, and that would impact her children if mommy feels better about herself. Is that the point you're making?
That was where I was going next.
Okay, you were going there next. Okay, I could probably get down with that.
See? I always got to bring you back. Always got to.
I made your point for you. What are you talking about? T, I appreciate you so much. Give T caller the night caller on the road. Appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys are awesome.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Let me ask you a quick question before we go.
Asking, ye shall receive. Don't mean to quote the Bible. Sorry. I'm sorry, Kwamel. I'm sorry to quote the Bible. But.
Shall we move forward? We shall.
Yes.
So, Lashes, BBL's mommy makeovers. For the men or for the women?
Oh, I think everything women do are for the women.
Okay.
You agree, huh? When a woman goes and buys those red bottoms, she buying it for the queens around her. When she gets that new bag, when she gets that new whip, everything is for the women. And we are just kind of, the byproduct of the entire process. You agree? Y'all ain't going to the club dressing up for us. You want them other women in the building to see how much of a baddie you are. Okay, looks like we agree. Let's go to the phones once again. J-Dub on the phone. J-Dub, give me your height, your color, and your hood, King.
Hey, 5'11", Carmel Brown, South Central, my brother. How you doing?
Central, checking in, drop it. Come on, let's go. Yeah. We doing all right.
Yeah.
We doing all right tonight.
Good. Okay. First of all, yes, a woman should have the right to make her own decision over her own body, first of all. And second of all, I'm losing my page. I wanted to make a comment about the Nika Marie dope discussion. Now, she makes a comment about how women are, I should say these new modern, newer generation young kids, they are. He has a phrase called, how she turns it, he says they are, what's the word he calls them?
I don't know.
Modified dysfunctional or something like that. In other words, they're like mechanical. But they're not real women. Their minds are brainwashed because they're controlled by society and as well as the culture. Like your guest was making that comment about pressure, peer pressure, or culture, or society. And I think a lot of women are influenced by that, as well as the other, like you just said. Women do dress to impress other women because women have big egos. Now, back to Nika discussion, she always speaks on how she speaks from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, she always influence or inform men that don't know how women think.
Yeah.
So she's a woman. But here's the point. She always says that women have a big ego. So when it comes to that woman wanting to get a mommy makeover, maybe her image in terms of being, an entertainer, that was an influence.
Okay.
And it's a risk. But let me move forward. I want to push back against something too.
Okay. Okay, Jay, I'm up against it, J-Dub. I got your point,
When you made that comment about Ray Hagan, I was hoping I would have caught that show because I would have been one of the few callers that would have called in and gave some perspective from a Christian point of view.
Well, he will be back in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from yesterday. And I want everybody in the thread, we're saying, I call. I'm calling next time. We shall see. We shall. All these people pumping their chests now, growing extra hairs on their chest. We shall see. I am not equipped to be the Bible of Skylar when we go up against Dr. Ray Hagins. I'm honest about that whole thing. I love my God. I read my Bible and the whole nine. That being said, I am not equipped to battle Dr. Ray Hagins, but I want him on the broadcast so we all can listen to his perspective and form our own conclusions. Yesterday, y'all showed me y'all ain't ready either.
And on your free time, I want you to get the Bible off Dr. Dodd, because he has 5 different degrees and one's in theology, and I believe he can be a person that can debate with him in an intelligent and informative way with critical thinking and scholarly information.
That may be true. By the way, give him a trophy. Everybody's getting a trophy tonight. Call of the night, Mr. Jake Dub, calling all the way from South Central Los Angeles. Appreciate you, King. Have a good one, okay?
You too, bro.
The danger in that whole thing is, Andy, you and I talked about it last night. any Bible scholar that comes in here is going to preach to the text in that Bible. How much historical data can you give me with the Bible in one hand? I'm just saying. Can you battle if you just go, well, my Bible says? Is that the only answer that you can give if you're a biblical scholar? Well, my Bible told me. It's tough. It's a tough conversation. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I want you guys to hear, in the short amount of time we got left, Cardi B came out recently against BBLs herself. And she talks to the queens, and I wish many more queens, especially celebrities, would do the same thing. We're inside my Post One-on-One with Shauna Charles, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Don't move.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Despite pushback from franchise owners, the Assembly passes fast food workers bill. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Assembly Bill 1228, known as the Fast Food Franchisor Responsibility Act, authored by Assemblymember Chris Holden, was passed off the Assembly floor with 42 votes in favor of the legislation, while 22 members of the Assembly voted against the bill. Some reasons Holden and supporters of this bill find it necessary is due to the reported wage theft of fast food workers, claims of violence at work, sexual harassment and assault claims, denied sick days, intense heat, poor workplace safety practices, as well as claims of retaliation for speaking out. Holden was reported saying, quote, "This does not imply that all fast food franchises mistreat their workers. It's clear that we must ensure our fast food workers are able to thrive in their workplace and their communities," end quote. Did you know that all City of LA renters have rights? Check out these 3 facts. Residential tenants can't be evicted without reason or just cause. Eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt due before March 31st, 2023. And you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice. 5 days. Many Angelinos may be at risk of losing their home, and that's why we want you to know your rights. Learn more at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Are you looking to steer your career in a new direction? Driving for Culver City Bus can be your ticket to a long-lasting career with excellent benefits and paid training. Culver City Bus is looking for customer service and safety-minded bus operators to join the growing team. Culver City Bus offers on-the-job training starting at $19.10 per hour, uniform allowance, and health benefits. Culver City Bus is a great employer. Let Culver City Bus connect you with an essential service job. If you enjoy driving, seek real opportunities for career advancement, and passionate about making a difference in the community, then you are invited to join the Culver City Bus team. Start your journey today by submitting an application at culvercity.org/jobs. For more info, visit culvercitybus.com or call live customer service operators at 310-253-6500.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying when they really can't speak. She says her gums have been bleeding. Is there anything you can do? Absolutely. You can try New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Yup, New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore is professionally designed to start healing gums from day one. Right. Healthy gums, healthy mouth.
Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Smile. Crest has you covered.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, I tell you what, Sean and I are sitting there talking about Derek Jackson, that whole thing blowing up in that cat's face, man. Like, if you... It's coming out now that I guess he was having sex with like 100 of his female followers, and he was having so much sex, women were passing each other on the stairwell. One be coming down and one be going up.
Not women, his wife was passing them too.
No, the woman that was on that podcast says that she was passing.
Yeah, the wife was passing the women going up and down too.
That makes it even worse. Man, Derek Jackson was getting it in, boy. And still got a Facebook page, and women still be on there. I still support you. Y'all can't help yourselves. Boy, oh boy. All right, check it out. Our next story is about the ladies. Cosmetic surgeries, especially BBL surgeries, are becoming mad popular in the wake of Jackie O's death. Old footage is rising back to the surface, giving advice to young women who are considering having the procedure. And one featuring Cardi B is really gaining some traction because Access Hollywood was on the case. Listen.
Whatever you do,
don't get ass shots.
Cardi B is sharing her unfiltered thoughts on butt injections. In an Instagram Live earlier this week, the Up rapper got candid about her experience with cosmetic procedures and revealed that in August, she got the majority of the biopolymers that had been injected into her butt removed.
I actually removed my ass shots out of my butt. I removed 95% of it.
Cardi called it a, quote, really crazy process and cautioned young people against getting the injections.
If you're young, if you're 19, if you're 20, if you're 21, and sometimes you're too skinny, and you be like, oh my God, I don't got enough fat to put on my ass and everything, so you resort to ass shots, bitch, don't do it.
The hip-hop artist added that she was, quote,
I love how this woman is
super against the
translating
procedure,
what Cardi B
while
is
sharing
saying.
her support for women who want to modify their appearance.
I all the way support you if you want to do alterations to your body, if you love your body, whatever, I'm all the way with it. But do not get ass shots.
Cardi also offered advice for those considering getting a Brazilian butt lift, known as a BBL.
Like, you literally have to make sure your blood levels are right. If a doctor say your blood levels is too low or you have diabetes or whatever the don't do it, bitch. You're gonna have to live with your flat or your fat. It don't matter, bitch. Like, don't ever risk it.
Cardi is known for her candor when it comes to her experiences with cosmetic procedures, as well as the insecurities she felt about her body growing up. She told Mariah Carey for Interview magazine last year, I was also really skinny when I was younger, and in the Bronx, it's about being thick and having an so young boys would be like, look at your flat you ain't got no titties, and it would make me feel so ugly and underdeveloped. She also told Mariah that when she became a dancer at 18, I had enough money to afford to buy boobs, so every insecurity that I felt about my breasts was gone. When I was 20, I went to the urban strip club, and in the urban strip clubs, you had to have a big butt, so I felt insecure about that. It took me back to high school, so I got my done.
Your thoughts? She said women in the Bronx, that's all y'all focus on, are the boobs and the booty, and you from the Bronx, so is that true? Can you walk around the Bronx with a flat booty?
I mean, you can, but you see what she went through.
Right.
Right.
I think it's true anywhere, by the way.
It is. I can appreciate her candidness.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women, they struggle. They struggle with that. So for her to be so candid about her story, I think one is very brave of her, regardless of her status, her money. It's very brave to be vulnerable about your feelings like that. And, she's right. And not only that, from what I understand, them butt injections are dangerous. Like, if they hit a certain vein that goes to your lung, like, it's done. And so, I mean, I'm not going to gamble with my life like that. So, it depends. But let me tell you, social media is a beast. I really wanted to say it was the devil.
It is.
But I kind of wanted to be careful.
It's that.
Because it puts so much pressure on women. And again, it's not just the cosmetic surgery. It's also all the technology that they're using to continuously enhance themselves. Like I said, you cannot compete with that.
Right.
You just can't. So I think, like you said, other celebrities coming out, like you said, K. Michelle came out. They start talking about what they've done, and now they're telling you the dangers of it. And thank God they're alive to share those stories and to let this generation know that it's just not all it's cracked up to.
My only problem is, and we'll move on to this next clip before we get up out of here. It's always people find clarity when it's too late. Know what I'm saying? I said the same thing about the whole gangster rap generation. You talk to these cats now and they go, well, we grew up. We don't into that lifestyle no more, so we don't rap about that stuff no more. It's like, there's an entire generation of cats out there in Gen X that are still living those lives and trying to be a gangster because of the music we grew up on. As much as I love that music, all of a sudden, y'all got clarity. Same with the women now. Kim Kardashian coming out, K. Michelle coming out, Cardi B coming out. Y'all got the bag now. You created an entire career off of having them bodies, but now y'all want to have clarity? Stop it.
I mean, that's the cycle of stuff, though.
It's garbage to me.
That's personal.
You should know in the beginning this is not the way to go. I always say, what about these queens?
Nobody's not saying that they didn't know in the beginning. They just made a choice to continue to do that for whatever the reason was to do that.
So whatever young ladies see it and mimic it and lose their life from it, that's a choice too. But she might be gone. You know what I'm saying?
It just happened.
Oh, come on now. I'm just saying we got to be more responsible at some point, don't we?
I mean, I do think there's a level of responsibility in that, but responsibility is also a what? Tell me.
I don't know.
Choice.
That's the word of the night right there. Our final clip here stars the late Kevin Samuels, who Shauna loves so much. Mm-hmm. Yes, Kevin Samuels. Hear him discuss living in Atlanta and what he sees from many women in the city, but what he also doesn't see from those same women. Listen.
Now, this is where it goes personal. In my personal opinion, you know, there's something, it's all on a sliding scale. There's nips and tucks, slight adjustments. But we're getting to the point to where it's becoming comical. I live in Atlanta, and I'm looking at some women that have some of those comical proportions. Jessica Rabbit was a cartoon character for a reason.
Come on.
But now we're starting to see women who have these impossibly small waists, really large hip to waist ratio, really large butts. But what you're not seeing is a lot of these women with, where are their husbands?
Come on.
And who are they married to if they are married?
Come on.
I look at the outcome. Look on their left finger and say, are you married to a man that you value? And the answer probably would shock most people.
God bless the dead. Say what you want. That's facts right there. So I ask you, a woman that's had that much surgery, boob job, small waist, hips, booty, BBL, the whole nine. You got a good husband on your arm? A high-value man?
I just asked you, are they doing it for the women or are they doing it for the men?
I'm asking you, can that woman that is on Instagram, those Instagram models, land a high-value man?
I think they can. I do think they can.
You think they do?
Well, now that's a different question. But I definitely think that they can. I don't know if they do. I don't know how many walked into their relationships like that versus how many in their relationships did the work and changed their bodies.
Aren't both of them in the relationship for the wrong reasons and attracted to the other person for the wrong reasons?
If they're attracted to them for strictly the physical, then yeah.
And that can't go long to can it? I know people that stayed together a long time because the sex was good. So it can happen.
They stayed together a long time exclusively, or they just stayed together a long time?
I don't know about the other part of it.
Well, there we go then.
I can only tell you about the homeboy that, he wouldn't let her go because of that, but I don't know what she was doing.
But again, going back to, what Kevin Samuel said about Jessica Rabbit, and he is right. A lot of these bodies, and we were talking about it, they just don't even look right. Like you've got to have to tailor every piece of clothing because your waist is so tiny and your butt is so big. Like it's just, I wanted to say Gap ain't making jeans for that, but I don't want to say Gap. My daughter's gonna be like,
had a different type of Gap.
My daughter's gonna be like, I'm telling people you going to the Gap.
You know what I'm saying? Be careful.
I mean, so there's a lot more that comes with that than just the body. Is that how your clothes fit, how you got to make them fit.
I'm telling you, men don't care. Men don't care.
But then you have to ask yourself, why do women care so much?
You got to answer that question. Why do women care that much?
I ain't got none of that.
Right.
I ain't going to say I don't struggle and I don't think about it from time to time, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it.
Good. You're beautiful.
Thanks. Appreciate
you killed it tonight, Queen. By the way, in closing, Abi just texted me and said, Danny, whatever pastor or preacher that is still adhering to the Bible, they have to stick to the Bible. They're locked into a religious doctrine and interpretation and faith. So that's why it would be tough for a pastor to come in and battle Dr. Ray Higgins. Bomb show tonight, y'all. Well done. I will see you tomorrow. We got Angelique from Cafe Mocha joining the show tomorrow for our Thursday edition. Good luck. God bless. Go on. Keep it on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Be good.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
We welcome you on into a Wednesday. I'm Mike Moore. Now, here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former Vice President Pence